Hey everybody, it's Mr. Brown again. Welcome back to our lesson. I hope those 5 problems weren't too much trouble for you, and if they were, let me know and I'll help you. Today, we're going to continue our lesson now, and we're going to keep decomposing fractions. This is part 2, and we're going to be working with fractions that are bigger than 1. So these are much larger fractions, they're bigger than 1 whole. So it's a little tricky, so we're going to take it slow until we make sure we get it. So, here's our first example. As you can see, this is my 1 whole. Starts here and it ends here. I want you to think what is each unit fraction? So what would I put inside each of these boxes? What are they each worth? You might be thinking, well, there's 4 boxes, so each number 1/4. But remember, when we talk about fractions, we deal with the whole. So actually, the unit fraction is 1/3, because this line right here kind of shows me where 1 whole ends. So I do all my measurements based on that. So this is 1/3, this is 1/3, this is 1/3, and this, even though it's outside that 1, it's still 1/3. Here is one way I can decompose this fraction. I can make it into 2 separate groups. This first group will be 2/3, and this second group will be 2/3. Next, I can make an addition sentence that will match this. So here comes my addition sentence. And I want to see, I know this is new, but I want to see if you can help me figure this out just like we did before. So what will go here? So I know that my first group will go there, which is 2/3. So now what will go here in this line? Once again, 2/3, because that's my second group. And then finally, I want to know what my answer will be. So just take a second and think about how we can count our thirds. So if I count, I can say 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, or I can skip counts. 2/3 and another 2/3 is 2 4/3. So my answer is 4/3. Remember, my denominator, my bottom number, it doesn't change because I'm still working in thirds. They're all the same size. So I have 4/3, or 1 and 1/3. But I'm just going to call it 4/3 for now. So that might have been a little confusing. Let's try another one together. Wait a minute. Someone has a question. But Mr. Brown, there are 4 pieces. Shouldn't it be 4/4? But remember, this line shows us where 1 whole ends. Okay? So remember that when you see the end of that bracket, that shows you where the 1 line ends. Okay, and I'm going to be having you draw my red line just like I did. So now let's try another one. Here's another fraction. Here's where our 1 begins and ends. So take a second and tell me, what is each unit fraction? Think about where the 1 begins and the 1 ends. What's our unit fraction? Hopefully you remembered that each unit is 1/4. And we know that, how do we know that each unit is 1/4? How do we know that? And I know that because this line tells me where 1 ends. So I have 4 inside, 4 equal pieces inside, so each 1/4, and then 2 more fourths outside. Here's one way to decompose this fraction. Remember, you can decompose this a lot of different ways, but here's one way. I have a group right here, a group right here, and a group right here. So I have 3 groups. In my first group, there are 3/4. 1, 2, 3/4. My second group has 2/4. And my last group has 1/4. Let's make an addition sentence now to match. Same thing, you're going to help me out. My lines are a little smaller because I needed more space. So what will go here? If I look carefully, my first group is 3/4, so 3/4 will go there. What will go in my second group? 2/4 will go in my second group because it's my second group right here, and I keep it color coded to help you all out. And my last group, I'm sure you can figure it out. What will go there? I have 1/4. Now, this is the hard part. What is our answer? Think about it. If you need help, you send me an email, I'll help you out, but think about it for a second. What would our answer be? If we just count up all the fourths, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4. That's our answer, is 6/4. Remember, it's not going to be 6/6, and it's not going to be 6/12. We don't add the bottom number. We just add the top one. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So here's another way to decompose this same fraction we had before. So see, this is the same exact thing, but I'm going to break it apart differently. Okay? And I'm going to use my pen just like you'll be doing on a computer. Mine is going to look a little different than yours because I'm working on this video program where you'll be working on Pear Deck. So don't worry if it looks a little different. So I'm going to break it up into, let's do 2 groups. So here's one group. And then I'm going to use my other group in a different color, which I recommend you do because it makes it look better for me to see, hey, where are your groups? And not just a bunch of squiggly lines. So there are my 2 groups. This first group right here, I can count. It's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. This second group right here is 1 2/4. And I can write an addition sentence. I can say 4/4 plus 2/4 equals, and I can count them up, and I know my bottom number stays the same, and I add the top two because I'm just counting by fourth. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4. Okay, and that's another way that we can do this problem. That's another way we can decompose the same problem. So now you're going to start working on some problems on your own. So here are the directions for the first few problems. You're going to draw a red line to show where one whole ends. Label all the parts of the fraction. You're going to show how I decompose the fraction, and then write an addition sentence that matches. So just like I did before. So once again, you have little check boxes up here to show you how you're doing. You're going to draw a red line to show where one whole ends. So for example, if you're paying attention to this video right now, I'm going to give you the answer. You're going to draw your red line right here because this is where one whole ends. Label all the parts of the fraction. So what's on the inside? What is each unit fraction? What's up here? Show how I decompose the fraction. And then write your addition sentence that matches. You're going to do the same for 6, 7, and 8. 9 and 10 are a little different. You're still going to draw a red line to show where one whole ends. You're still going to label all the parts of the fraction. But then you're going to decompose the fraction in any way. Kind of how I showed you on that last problem. It's your turn to decompose these fractions. Then you're going to write an addition sentence that matches how you decompose them. So same, remember these are all bigger than 1, and I even told you that up here. So that's one less thing to worry about. You're going to do that, 9 and 10. Okay? That's it. We are done and done. If you need any help, please email me, post on Google Classroom. Let me know, have your parents call me. Let me know somehow if you need help, and I will try to help you best I can. Okay? You have a great day. You are all amazing, and I know you can do this.